Yes, sir.
And it's over to you. Now you can start, sir, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, before going to start my class, I welcome to all of you and our below students. I am very happy today that I am taking the online class of our IGNOU students. But very interesting, my subject is export-import procedures. So far as the management of international trade is concerned, every parties, every persons, even the private agencies, as well as the government officials, as well as the trade intermediaries, as well as our new entrepreneurs, they must have basic knowledge and idea how to ensure, how to make effective, how to make success in the international trade. That is why this subject introduced in the Master Degree Commerce students. That is export-import procedures. I mean to say, the export-import procedure, it is pure a mechanism of the government system, that is foreign trade. As foreign trade is concerned, we people believe in, we people having a basic idea, only the export of goods. But foreign trade is three types: exports, import plus interports. We know very well the day already in 2020s, we are highly advanced. The government have having different mechanism, different systems. Okay, okay, guys, we are all are listening me. Hello,
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
all are listening
Yes,
me.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So right now, just before going to my subject, I want just to give the basic fundamental idea why this subject introduced our master degree commerce. As you know very well, the days are highly advanced. Before 20 years, in our commerce subject, we are having the limited topics like financial management, marketing management, then our accounting, corporate accounting, then our sales management. But nowadays it has already changed. The day already changed. So new subjects, new chapters already introduced. So one of them is our export import procedures, which you know in IBO 4. It is a IBO 4. Okay. And we are having 17 chapters we discussed in different classes. But today class, we discuss about the basic mechanism, basic way, basic procedures of export imports. Before that, I just want to give you a minimum. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. So I just want to give you a basic idea about the system of foreign trade. That is why this subject being introduced in our master degree course, commerce. We know different types of trade. We know different types of business in within our country. That is our domestic trade. Domestic trade means that is in within the state, within the district, like this. But whenever the trades are within the outside the boundary of the countries, it is purely called foreign trade. We're having three steps, that is export trade, import trade, and interport trade. After the independence, that is called post-independence period, there is very minimal rules and regulation to conduct the export-import business. At that time, the government having no such basic mechanism, basic rules, regulation, even not much more traders in the Indian Commerce Association Indian Business Federations. You know very well, specifically after the 1991, whenever the government of India introduced new industrial policy, the foreign trade also emphasized. And that is the result of the owning more foreign currency. Before going to that, I just want to give you three basic rules of the government of India. First is Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. I think the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act that is from the 1947. From 47 onwards, it is continuing, and there is no specific rules. There is very minimum restrictions, very minimum trade contract between different countries, and you know very well afterwards the economic condition of different countries being developed. And we go for the European Economic Group, then our Asian Economic Group, then our West Asia Group, then our SAARC countries, then our G7 countries. So these are different developed countries. They are also came to our business sector. So specifically, the rules and regulations which are in the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act in 1947, this is also revived and amended, and it comes to Foreign Exchange Management Act from 1999. So this Management Act introduces and executes new guidelines, new provisions, new rules, new regulations, how to ensure our entrepreneurs for the large scale but long-term foreign trade. That is the basic objective of my subject. This is the export-import procedure. So every entrepreneur, they must have the minimum knowledge, minimum idea how they will enter into the foreign trade. That is why they go through the common parameter, common system of government agencies in liaison with the Minister of Commerce, Minister of Foreign Affairs, as well as different trade unions of state and central government. Those are certified. So I mean to say, the export-import trade, if you want to make it successful, make it acceptable, make it affordable, then you must have basic knowledge and idea about its procedures. There are basically two objectives of the foreign trade, export-import. First is how to promote exports, because you know very well, whenever exporting are increasing, obviously you get more foreign currency, and that is the only objective of the foreign trade. As well as at the same time we have to import, because export and import are two parts of the foreign trade, and it is the system. And in order to make the balance of the economic condition on the basis of our availability of resources, maybe raw materials, maybe our heavy products like plant, machines, and other instruments, mechanism, you have to balance between import and exports. But we're having basic two objectives. One is our promote of exports, then regulating the exports. The exports, how it will regulate it. So on the basis of the regulation, on the basis of the government guidelines, on the basis of the government system, we have to make it 100% effective. Last is how to increase our foreign currency, foreign earnings. So the foreign earnings is the most important aspect of foreign trade. You know very well today, right now for last 4 months, due to the COVID problem, the total economic is completely stopped. The government of India, our Modi government, they start the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So what is the objective? Objective is how to ensure our people more economically strong, how to make our products are available for the local markets and make it global quality and global brand. That is the objective of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So I am giving that example because of the foreign trade. We are having different types of trading union, trade products, maybe household product, maybe agricultural, maybe machineries, maybe productive, maybe electronics, maybe pharmaceuticals, maybe our different other arm ammunitions. So different way, in different parts, we are having the trade associations, trade communication systems, and trade, that is tariffs. This is the trade agreement and tariffs. So these are on the basis of the trading union, trading system of the government. So my dear student, before going to the second aspect, I just ensure you two things. Number one is how to promote exports. Number two is how to earn more foreign currency. That is the two main objective of the foreign trade and its procedures. Am I clear, everybody? Hello,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
everybody listening me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Just listening me? The,
Yes, sir.
the subject having basic two objective. How to ensure more foreign trade, more exports, and
And how to increase the foreign currency.
the foreign earnings. At the same time, now question arises, the foreign earnings will be executed by means of proper rules and regulations. That is called implementation or regulation of exports. There is the intermediate bodies. The body belongs to government agency, government officials, and private organizations, including the business trade unions. There we are having a foreign trade Federation of Indian Foreign Trade Association. So that association also playing an important role. How we have to ensure our foreign trade policy mechanism successful. So I just want 1 minute break to all of you. Just remember 2 points. First is how to increase our exports, how to make it regulate the exports in time, proper time. Number two is how to earn foreign currency. Everybody clear? Those are newly joining, just listen me again. I just want to share you basic two objectives of our export-import system or procedures. Though it is a part of the foreign trade, but in order to make it successful, my subject also it is a part of foreign trade. It is a part of the foreign trading system. That is a export-import procedures and documentations. So procedures means what? How it make it successful? How we make it very regulative? So there are different internal aspects. There are very official systems. There are very rules and regulations to which everybody, both buyer and seller, have to abide, have to accept, have to make it in time prosecution. That is why it will make successful. So before going to second aspect, I just inform you that is the act is Foreign Exchange, that is Regulation Act after 1999. It introduced as Foreign Exchange Management Act. So before going to that aspect, another two act also there. It Indian Foreign Trade, that is our Custom Act 1962 and Export Quality Act 1963. These two acts also playing an important role in the foreign trade aspect, because the foreign trade not only ensuring a continuous flow of the business, rather it will increase our financial backbone of the economy. As you know very well, the commerce, trade and management, it only assists in healthying or healthier of the country's economy. So country's economy, that is very pivotal in case of the earnings is more, and there is a breaking information to all of you. For last 2 months in the COVID period, the government of India record a 5,000 crore of foreign currency within 2 months. That is a record breaking. And that is only possible due to the microsector industrial house. Everybody clear? Hello? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now just listen me. That is important information for the part of the subject and even for the examination. In the COVID period, that is from the April and May, month of April and May, including the March, not April and May, for the within the 2 months, that is record breaking of the foreign currency earnings by the Indian traders. That is RBI report. Our governor of RBI, Shaktikant Das, he also belongs to Odisha. Okay. Our governor of RBI, Reserve Bank of India, Dr. Shaktikant Das, he also belongs to Odisha. Very intelligent people, talented financial management experts. He also giving information for the last 2 months. In the month of April and May, the record breaking of foreign currency earnings, even affected by the COVID. So I mean to say, our entrepreneurs, maybe micro, maybe in small, maybe in the medium, or maybe in large, they all are taking part responsibility for our turnings in the business. So far as the export and import is concerned, I think the three important points, again repeating, before going to have third step of my subject. First is export, increase the export. Second is regulate the export. And third is our increasing foreign earnings. So these are the three basic concepts, three basic factorials of the foreign trade and the export import system. Another
Sir, our forex reserve was increased by $8.2 billion in last 2 months.
okay. So that is $1 billion, but that is the basic information come from RBI governor that from time to time we are having a foreign currency reserve, but for last 2 months it is record breaking, and that is possible due to the small and micro business man or entrepreneurs. So every Indian must have to ensure their product in world class global branding. That is why you can earn more foreign currency. Okay. So come to second part, that is Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act, and that is implemented from the year 1992. So from 92 onwards, I think the government focusing special program, that is our 5-year plans, how to ensure our traders to become more successful and how they will increase the product, increase their exports from more to more, and that is why domestic trading increases, foreign trading increases, foreign reservation also increases, and every party also making this more benefit for a long period. That is first in 1990 to 97, then 1997 to 2002, then 2004 to 2009, and 2009 to 2014. So from this sector, from this financial plan of 5 years, the government also getting back its profitability, its internal finance strength, as well as the foreign tradings and to foreign reservation, foreign reserves with the RBI. So I mean to say, this is a very continuing process. Somebody have an idea, you start foreign trading, after 1 year, 2 years, make it stop. No, it is continue. You have to take finance support, moral support, technical support from the government of India. There is specific departments of there, Minister of Commerce, Minister of Foreign Trade. They are also taking, because there is a specific officials there. Okay. Hello, let's listen to me. The office is Director General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. The DGFT, they're taking the full responsibility how to ensure the trade make it more successful, and on that basis the trading became more enlarged. Like America, like China, they are having $21.2 billion. China 13.5. Our India only $3 trillion. Our Indian economy just exactly $3 trillion. So that is only possible whenever the domestic product increases, domestic trading increases. At the same time, the foreign trading also plays an important role for its increment and for its more assessment. Okay, I am just going to second part. Before going to the export import, there is a specific identification code must be opened by the trader. That is that is our import export code, which is issued by the Director General of Foreign Trade. The DGFT also issue the import export code IEC import export code, and that is the most important part of the license for foreign trade. After receiving that license, you go for the more types of foreign tradings. Anybody clear about IEC? Hello?
Sir,
Hello. Everybody clear about
sir,
import export code IEC?
Export.
Just listen to me, everybody.
sir,
That is IEC means import export code. Whenever you are going for the export import process, export import tradings, export import parameters, that is the most important aspect, most important part of the IEC, import export code. Without import export code, nobody is permitting to enter into the foreign tradings, and that is issued.
sir,
Okay,
sir, one question.
just ask.
Sir, what is ITCHS and IEC? What is the difference between them?
IEC, that is import export code. Then another is
ITC hyphen HS.
then that is our product code, like import processing code, and that is most important. But what is your name, please?
Muhammad Masood.
Look, you are in only audio mode, no video. Okay,
Sir,
make it video. I will show you face here and discuss more. Actually, this chapter having more than 200 abbreviations. One class and two more class. Hello. Two more class. I'll sharing you with minimum 20 important abbreviations. Okay. So that you can easily access. Just today class, we are just introducing, we are just informating, we are just discussing about the fundamental aspect. Okay.
sir,
In today class, we are discussing about some. Oh, thank you. Masood, actually, in today class, we are discussing about the fundamental aspects. Okay. In tomorrow class, we
Okay,
discuss about minimum 20 important abbreviations. Okay. And like DGFT, like IFT, like IECT, like SSC, like SCVC. So other 20 plus near about 200 terms are there. Like special economic SCZ, EPZ, EPC, EEC. So I think these are the trading terms. Okay. On that basis, we have to ensure it more productivity and how our people became so acquainted. Actually, and this is only belongs to the traders, those are practical associated. Am I clear?
okay,
On that basis, actually my subject will be clear. That is the export import procedures, and we have to go to the depth. We have to go to the depth and we discuss the terms, discuss the importance of the terms, discuss the roles and regulations, rules of the term. That is why it will ensure us more and more productivity to our business. Okay,
okay,
so okay, we'll go for the next step. That is our different registration procedures. Okay. Hello, everybody, is listen me. The registration procedure.
Yes, sir.
before going to registration procedure, first a trader must have IEC, import export code license. Okay, without the import export code, nobody can go for the foreign trade.
Export
Okay,
or
IEC, import export code. And under the import export code, there are some steps, there are some parameters, there are some provisions. First you give a application to Director General of Foreign Trade. First applications. What is your name? What is the place of business? What is the term of business? Which product you want to business? Every ad. First you give a applications. After the application submission, this is the application approved. Then you give your bank receipt, bank documents regarding the tradings. Whenever trading is going on, in which account you have to trade, in which account your money will be transferred. And number third is our certificate from the bank. After the opening of the bank account, the bank will give a certificate to the parties how you make it trade and how you have to make it more successful. That is called the certificate from the bank. Number 4, our 3 copy of photos of the traders. The trader must have given 3 photos for the open IEC. Number 5, that is RBI approval, Reserve Bank of India approvals. You know very well, as it is a part of foreign trade, as it is a part of the foreign transaction, as it is a part of the foreign system regulations. Okay, so that is why we people just speak about the permission from the RBI. Without RBI permission, no person can receive any foreign currency from any part of the earnings. As it is a foreign trading, obviously the government also ensure more productivity and more reliability from the RBI information. Next is our most important declaration by the applicant that my name is my trading, my place of trading, and everything in my place. That is any question, Mr. Shivananda?
Yes, sir.
Just put your question. Any question, please? Shivananda, any question?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Just listen me. Again, I just give you details about the registration procedure. In the registration procedure, hello, everyone listening me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just listen
Yes, sir.
me. Because my subject is like that. I have no alternative way to teach because it is a pure techniques, pure way and methods how the people go for foreign tradings. That is export-import procedures. Okay, are you clear? And that is my IBO 4. So, in the export-import procedures, I mean to say, the trader must have import-export code. And that code also ensures how the businessman becomes successful, how the entrepreneur becomes successful. First, you go for an application. Second, for bank receipt. Third, for certificate of bank from the bank. 4 is our 3 copy of photographs. Then RBI approvals. Then declaration by the applicants. Okay. And last, that is the PAN card, permanent account number from income tax, PAN PAN. PAN you know very well. Okay, PAN PAN. PAN is permanent account number.
Income tax department, sir.
Another is also TAN, TAN TAN. TAN means temporary account number, though it is not issued right now, but also on the basis of the scheme, the government of income tax department is issuing. That is PAN PAN. PAN means permanent account number. And TAN TAN. TAN means temporary account number. And that 2 account number belongs to income tax department, IT department. So everybody will be clear. If every information is true, if every information is clear, okay, correct, then only the applicant can receive the IEC. Okay. Everybody clear? Everybody listening me?
Sir,
So after the IEC, you go for the registration cum membership certificate. What is RCMC? RCMC means registration cum membership. Whenever you got the IEC code, then you register yourself for regular and long-term member certificate. Okay. Registration cum member certificate, RCMC. So, my dear students, just remember two terms. One is IEC. Okay. Important export code. Number two is registration cum member certificate, RCMC. IEC, RCMC. Without two terms, there is no trading of the government in the foreign trading basis. Everybody okay? And I am having no way to teach because this is a system. We have to go through the process. We have to go through the different follows. That is the basic mechanism, basic themes of my subject.
sir, can I ask a doubt?
Okay, just tell me, Masood.
Sir, as we know that for the applying the court and the certificate, we should provide all the necessary documents. But
Yes.
what will be the in case of NRI or a person who is not a resident of India, but he wants to invest in India and
No.
he wants to get into the
Listen,
export?
separate chapter. There is separate chapter for NRI. I think day after tomorrow. That means in the 22, one day class, I will discuss because there is a specific rules, specific regulation for NRI, and they will trade it through the third party. Through the third party.
Perfect.
Another party also belongs to our country. He also act for the NRI.
So
Like
any document will be required for the NRI or no, only the third party document will be required?
Americans are eligible, but they are giving special permission through a third party.
Okay.
The third party is specifically mean to transact, okay, and on that basis they will trade.
Sir,
Okay, and I feel so many students are feeling boring because that is not boring. This is a very conceptual idea. This is a very flourishing subject, and you must have basic knowledge and idea as a student of commerce. And the subject like this export import procedures. Okay. So now go to the third part, fourth part of our today class. That is general provision for exports. So what are the general provision for exports? First is free exports. Whether the export are meant for free or not. No charges for export. Number two, export of different samples. Number three, there are domestic exports. Number five, export of gifts. Then export of spares. Exports of our different passenger baggages. Export of our different goods, different products, different passenger products, different replaced products, baggages, but different repair products, including other private bondage, export of different other trade items which are playing an important role for manufacturing items, that is raw materials. So I think to show that on the basis of the requirement of two countries, okay, the exporter have to decide which product they have to trade and on which way they will go for that trading business. So that is the basic assignment, basic liaisoning, and basic input and output relationship of the export provisions. Okay, everybody listen to me. Export provisions. Export provisions. I just want to.
Yes, sir, we are listening.
I just want to just. Any problem? Audio.
No, sir, no problem.
Yes, sir. Some problem is there. Your voice is doubling. I mean to say echo.
Yes. Sir, any
Uh,
problem of audible, voice doubling? Hello, Patel sir.
Now it's
Able to
okay, sir.
listening me? Audible? Mukesh audible? Akash audible?
Yes, sir, it's okay
Your
now.
voice is clear,
yes,
sir.
sir. Your voice
There
is
is no
clear
problem in
now.
that.
Okay. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So again, I repeating that particular provision of foreign exports. Number one, free exports. Whether the products are freely exported or not. So export which is the specific item that is for replacement of the objective, export for repairing products, export for different baggages, export of different raw materials, export of products. So on the basis of the requirements between the two countries, you know very well it is a business relationship between two countries, and the two countries also must have fully agreed. Unless until they are not agreed, it is not acceptable. So agreement must be there. Which product they want, what is the price, what is the cost, what is the payment system, what is the charges of freight, what is the charges of insurance, what is the charges of the part of the cost prevailing, and who will bear the cost up to the shipment cost, ship boarding cost. So there are different part of the costing systems in the international tradings. And first is total cost of the product. Second is cost up to the ship, cost up to the boardings, then freight charges, then insurance charges, then loading and unloading, then is mm, free onboardings. So after paying every charges, the foreign trade becomes successful. So import and export procedure is like this. Then next part is our provision for import.
Sir,
Whenever
one
you go
question,
for
sir.
Sivanand, sorry.
Sir,
Sivanand, any questions?
sir, bilateral trades between one country to another. That is in export-import procedure, sir. Bilateral trade, one country to sign another countries. So suppose, sir, India sign one trade agreement to another country. That is
Yes.
common export-import procedure, sir.
No, that it is purely depend upon
Yes, sir.
the agreement conditions. What
Yes, sir.
condition they sign? Number one.
Yes, sir.
Number two, what are the trading period? Number three,
Yes, sir.
in which product they will start the trading? Either finished
Yes,
goods or raw materials or
Yes, sir.
the items that they are relating to. So bilateral maybe unilateral maybe uh, export import trade imported. It will depend upon their trading system and their requirements, which are not in our part of subject. It belongs to their practical requirements.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Actually, today class I just give you basic fundamental idea. Tomorrow any question, every class I will give you half an hour for any questions. Okay. Today go through the books. Today go through the different part of the books. Okay. Then tomorrow class we put any question. Or today is just introduction class. You just go to collect some basic fundamental ideas. So what about import? I think in import what happens? The import of the actual products. The import may be for the gift. Import may be for the export items. Import of the goods for machineries. Import of the daily products. Import of the duty free from the import export licensing products. So there are different types of products, different phases of products, different products having different agreed values, which is mentioned in the agreement between the two countries. Some agreements are there; those are bilateral. Some agreements there; those are belongs to a particular group of countries, like SAARC countries, SARC, South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation, like India, Then our Bhutan, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, sorry, Sri Lanka. They are the SAARC, SAARC countries. SAARC countries are belongs to our South Asian countries, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So there are being basic treaty. Treaty means agreement in which product they will transact. What are the basic requirements? What are the basic day-to-day requirements for fulfilling minimum economic criteria? Maybe agricultural product, maybe food products, maybe electronic products, maybe our textile product. Even in the COVID period, that is the pharmaceutical products. You know very well, India also exporting pharmaceutical product to America, even to other countries, G7 countries. So these are the basic situation. In different situation, the trading differs. And in present day, every trade house became silent because there is no trading in domestic market. That is the only challenge. Or more restriction in the foreign trades. So on the basis of the requirements, I think it has been changed. And you people also very much interested for the new idea and new methods. Okay, on that basis, it also going through the system. and my subject is the only export import procedures. So every steps we have discussed. Every steps, maybe steps of import, step of export. The steps start from the our sellers, then first the cost, then cost plus trade, the cost plus trade for insurance, then actual cost of the boarding, then cost to shipment, then transport, then transport to the seller country. So these all are the basic stages. Everybody listening me? Hello?
Sir.
This is the subject like this. We have no alternative. And we have
Yes,
to
sir.
discuss. Because I think this is the only basic principles of the government and how to ensure the class. And there is no alternative to discuss. So this is all about the first stage of our class. So second stage now entering I am second stage, that is export sales contract. Before going to sales contract, I just want to give you some idea about the Indian Contract Act. You almost are commerce students. You know very well about the Contract Act, Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay, everybody clear? Indian Contract Act 1872 on according section 2 subsection H of Indian Contract Act 1972. Okay, the export sales contract are discussing, and this subject also like that. Maybe the Asian countries, maybe SAARC country, maybe our OPEC countries. All are the countries. They are playing an important role for export sales contract. And in the examination particularly, everybody has a challenge what to write and how to write, in which we start our writings. In the examination question, I have seen some students, they are not giving a clear-cut pictures, clear-cut answers regarding the export-import procedures. There is a common question, either provision regarding the export or provision regarding the import. These are one important question for the examination. So after the class, kindly you prepare a note, the provisions regarding exports and provisions regarding the imports. And this is the most important question in the examination. And if you have to prepare your own note, if any doubts in tomorrow class, you just tell me any questions. Hello everybody, just write one line. Hello everybody. One important question. What are the provisions? What are the provisions?
Hello, sir. I want to interrupt 1 second, sir.
What are the provisions regarding
Hello.
Hello, listen me.
Yes,
Akash,
sir. Yes, sir.
Akash, write down. Everybody write down one question, only one sentence. What are the provisions regarding exports and imports of a foreign trade? These questions are very easy. We have to give a good introduction. We have to give a basic idea, basic theoretical descriptions, then give your points. Because our answers are to the point. The IGNOU study materials are not national level, it is global level. All over the world it is accepting. Our students may be in abroad, they are also accepting the IGNOU study materials. And I have seen some students also downloading IGNOU study material from time to time. And also they are preparing for different international examination and the examination like UPSC, civil services. Hello, everybody listen to me. The IGNOU study materials are very much helpful even for the civil service examinations. Hello, everybody listening me? Are you audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just
Yes,
listen.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are audible.
The IGNOU study materials. Okay, IGNOU study materials are most valuable and very descriptive writing and is most valuable for the civil service examinations. Even those are appearing.
It is not
Hello?
updated. It is not updated actually, the
Updated, I
figures
know
and the
this is up to
terms.
2002, 2005, but you make it continue and also you go to IGNOU websites. There is different study material download and make it more successful. And the information from 2010 to 2012 you collect from the internet websites. Okay, for betterness, IGNOU study material are world class, and this is a most valuable even for the other countries like US, UK. Some students in Australia, they are also accepting IGNOU study materials. One of my student from Puri now studying MBA in Australia. They also collect all IGNOU study materials because IGNOU study materials are giving very authentic points with the very acceptable answers. With the short answer, you got the full mark. Okay, so I think in tomorrow class, you just write the question provisions regarding export import. So now start about the export sales contract. So what is contract? So contract means it is a agreement between two parties, offer and acceptance and enforceable by law. The contract must be enforceable by law. If it's not enforceable, it is not a contract, it is an agreement. Okay. Again, contract means that is the agreement between two parties and it must be enforceable by law. Whenever it is enforced by law, obviously it is called the contract. Like this, we are having a sales contract. And that is a in the Sales of Good Act, but our subject is export sale contract. The export sales contract comes under Indian Contract Act 1972, 1872, and under section 2, subsection H, it is discussed. The objective 2, that is how to form a contract. So before going to start a contract, the person or the parties must have clear knowledge and idea about the two parties, both buyer and seller. Kindly you come to video so that I can discuss directly. Okay, video mode. You all in audio mode. So okay. Before going to the contract, I think it is the prime responsibility of every parties to go through the terms and conditions, legal relationship, lawful contract, then upper acceptance. Then it is also a challenge to ensure the credibility. At the same time, I think the parties must have sufficient information how the contract becomes successful one. So these are the basic information, basic requirement for Sale of Good Act. Then discuss about the domestic sales or international sales. Actually, domestic sales means the sales which are within the boundary of the countries. Within the boundary of the country, the sales are executed. This is domestic sales. And the domestic sales having no restrictions, because within the country we have to undertaken, within the country we have to go through the system. So domestic trade, no pressure. Domestic trade, no such restrictions. Domestic trade, everybody can execute. Maybe micro, maybe small, maybe our medium entrepreneurs. Okay, everybody listening to me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the objective of the domestic trade. Because domestic trade, you have to ensure basic rules, regulation of our country. Within the country, make it successful. But now question is, what about our export trade? Export sale contract means it is a part of the foreign trading system. Before going to foreign trade, we have to discuss about the rules, agreements, contract, conditions of both the countries. On that basis, we discuss. The countries must have sufficient trade terms and conditions, which product will stock, which products may be raw materials, maybe finished goods, maybe our household products, maybe our pharmaceutical products, maybe our product belongs to that is food products. So on the basis of the requirement, different countries having different types of trade associated trade items. Okay. Then there is a international contract terms. What about international contract terms? This is the basic theme of the subject, because we know very well the international trade association, the international trade unions, they will ensure more productivity towards the continuity of the business industry in the country. So international product base, they go for the different terms. First is cost, total cost of the tradings. Second is free warriors, mean free transports. Third is free along with ship. Four is free with boards. Then free with the shipment. So there are different steps, different part of the steps which are continuing in the production system. That is called the international contract terms. Okay, everybody clear about international contract terms? Hello, everybody?
Sir.
International contract terms means the terms are mostly valuable, mostly usable, and mostly we are accepting within the set of the norms and the guidelines. Norms and contract guidelines. That is the terms. Another important term is that is deliver duty paid and deliver duty unpaid. What about that? Delivery duty paid, delivery duty unpaid. So one of the goods are already sent and delivered, the party also paid the items, then this is delivery paid on delivery goods paid. When they are not paying, this is called the delivery goods are unpaid. So these are the basic parameter, these are basic terms, conditions belongs to the international trades. And we people having no more to discuss, because the international trades are like this. International trades, I think these are from time to time, they are based on the situation, global situation, communal situation, internal disparity, problem of the producer, then problem of the government, then government restriction. There are different types of problem regarding the disputes. So I think these are the basic rules, regulation which we have to accept. Then you go for the general conditions. Okay, general condition to make the sales contract successful. So everybody write the questions, most important condition questions. Second part, discuss the general condition for sales contract. Hello, everybody. Hello. Everybody listening me?
Sir,
Right,
yes, sir. Discuss the general.
Another question. Discuss general conditions.
Sir,
Discuss general condition prevailing with the. Discuss general condition prevailing with the
sir,
export sales contract. Discuss general condition prevailing with the export sales contract.
okay, sir. Sir, what will be the mark about this question?
Mark it 12 mark. This is long question, long questions.
Sir, you can suggest some short question also in the commented, like the way it is come in the exam.
Means important question in the next class or day after the third class. I am taking total 6 classes. Okay, in third class I will discuss about the important questions of 1-2 chapters, 1-2 study materials.
Sir.
Because we are having total 17 chapters. And you have to
Sir.
discuss all the chapters systematically. And in the second tomorrow class, if everybody have any fundamental questions, doubts, I will give you some time. You have discussed it. So, what are general condition? First, the parties. The party, those are interested for the trading. Number one, parties. Number two, description. What is descriptions? Description means the good descriptions. Okay. The description regarding the quantity, color, size, and this price. These are descriptions. Third is quality. That you know very well. Without good quality, the product also facing lot more problem in the international market. Next is foreign currency tradings. What are the actual currency price and what are the tradings? Next is the tax, both by the sellers and buyers. Tax. What are our currency tax? Next, our pricing, then other charges, plus branding and labels. Which labels will be given? Which brands are given? These also are another important part of the descriptions, general conditions. Then price about the insurance. When the trading is going on, what are the price of the insurance? Okay. Then we discuss about the time inspection of the quality of product. If the quality declines, everything goes. So the trader must be very aware about the quality. So quality consciousness must be there. Then the time or mode of payment. Actually, payment will be made in different way. Okay. So on that basis, the payment also continuing. I think most of the students, they are feeling highly boring because of the pricing system and document systems. Because the subject is like this is a procedure. This is not a management. This is not a accounting. This is not a finance. This is only a management. So far as management is concerned, I am having no way to teach. Okay, this is the only documentation procedures. Then mode of payment plus credit period. I think 30 days, 45 days, or 20 days. will be given for the credit periods. Then our passing of time, then period of risk. In how many days the risk factor are borne by the seller. So in that way, the seller will take all responsibility for his continuing business. So most important is sometime if the businessman, hello, listen everybody, the term is frustration contract. Frustration, man, they are not interested for the business. Hello, everybody, write the term, write the term. This is frustration contract. Hello, everybody, just write. Those are listening me, just write one term. That is
Once more, sir.
frustration, F-R-U-S-T-R-A-T, frustration contract. Frustration contract. That means the contract is not needed by the seller or buyer.
Sir, if it is not needed, so how they can make a contract? Contract
Because
is
some
a offer and acceptance, sir.
no, some because of problem like labor strike, like insufficient time in product, like the dispute between two countries, like international problems, like problem foreign currency. If any problems are there, okay, Akash, if any problems are there, then the condition going to like fluctuation. And the trader not interested for the business. This is called fluctuation contract.
But still, there was an offer and acceptance, right, sir?
No, I know every term
Uh,
condition
no,
signed.
no, that's what not I am saying. I'm saying is that even after they don't agree to their terms, after a certain time, they will accept the sales and means there will be export and import, right?
Okay, this is the legal formalities. But but point is,
Okay.
if suddenly, like in India, China, there is disturbance. That doesn't mean all the term and condition will be complied, will be stopped. The conditions are there.
Yes, like people are saying that they will not pay the loans or they will not pay the payments. Whatever goods we have, we will not deal with the China.
Okay, no, okay. Then this is the rules. This is the rules regulation of government. From time to time, the government has to decide. The government has to impose. Okay, we are not creating problems. We are ready to supply, but the sellers are under pressure from the government, from the local strike, from the shortage of raw materials, from the not accepting the actual price of the tradings. There are different types of problems. If such problems are there, then it is called force majeures, FORCE, force majeure or fluctuation contract. So this is a very unconditional situation. I think the traders also ready to face such type of problems. This is called fluctuation contract. So after that, any kind of dispute arise, that also very calmly, very cool way it will resolve. In dispute arise between the buyer and seller. At last, the jurisdiction area must be well decided. So these are the basic general conditions are prevailing with the export import. This is the export sale contract. Now I think this contract also very much well associated with the business community. So on that basis, we will go for the system. So then after there is the export import documentation. The documentation also clears, also gives a complete idea how the business becomes successful. This is documentations. Hello, everybody listening me? My subject, also a very peculiar subject. I am also very interesting subject. So we have to very listen me very carefully. Then we go for that because we have no other way. So what are the common aspect of the export import documents. Either you are having some commercial relationship or you are having some legal relationship, legal provisions, or some incentive provisions. In which way you are facing the problems, you are facing the challenges. In that way, the two parties and two governments and the two traders, they will discuss and they will solve the problems. That is called the export import documentations. And the documents also from time to time it also changing. From time to time it also going through the verifications. Some questions also in examinations which are we feel not in the study matter but not in sufficient. So that these are not actual problem. Problem is what we clear about the fundamentals, then we write. Hello, everybody, listen to me. Hello.
Sir.
Okay, Akash is there, Jyoti there, Masood. Then Ashribad, listen to me, Ashribad. Imani, Ageshwar,
Yes, sir, listening.
Manpreet,
Yes, sir.
Manpreet, then Mukesh, then Prabhati, Priti.
Yes, sir, I am listening, sir.
Okay, then Punendru. I think they all are listening me, and this is the system of the export import procedures. So on that basis, export import procedure, the subject also discussed, and I think in today class, this is the last part of my class, and any fundamental aspect I discuss again. First is how we increase our exports and import business, and how we earn more foreign currency earnings. These are the two basic objectives of the subject. That is the export import procedures. First, how to export more. Okay, how to regulate more export, and number three is how to earn more foreign currency. Mukesh, any questions?
No, sir, all clear, sir.
So this is the three part. Okay, everyone listen to me. Subhasri, Shivani, Punendru, Priti, the all listen to me. Masood, Datti. Three things are there. First is how to execute the foreign exports, how to regulate it, and how you earn more foreign currency. These are three important aspects of our foreign tradings. Because foreign tradings are executed on the basis of the two countries' agreements. If agreements are going on, everything is okay. If agreement is satisfied, then both parties okay. If some problems are arise, any problem from one party or both the parties about the continuity of product, about the price, about the agreement, about the time, about the process of the shipment of goods. Okay, so these all the problems are discussed with the jurisdiction of the court of the local market, local court, or the court which is agreed already given in their agreement. Then the dispute will be solved. Another important term I will discuss in my class: import-export code. The import-export code is your important license, and that is keeping very strictly the entrepreneur or the exporter, they have to obtain that license. After that, they go for the registration cum membership certificate. After getting the IEC, export and import certificate, the code, then register the name and get the member certificate. So these are the basic important parameter, basic important phases and stages. Hello, everybody. Any fundamental questions you can put? Any questions regarding the fundamentals of two subjects, three chapters? because my subject like that. Huh? And in tomorrow class, if you have any doubt regarding the provisions of export import or any kind of general conditions, you can put. Okay. Only export import procedure. My chapter is export import procedure, and through the online class, hmm, I think all are hmm, having no questions regarding because the subject like that. This is only export and import. That
Sir,
is it.
what are the condition?
Yes, Masud.
What are the situation where we can consider as a deem export?
Okay, deemed means what? Deemed export it is a part of the tradings, okay, whereby you continue your business, continue your tradings, and you accept it. There are different rules and regulations which are well mentioned. But just a minute, and I think within that deemed part, we people also believe with the government rules and regulations. Okay, the government also giving very strict instruction so that the continuity must be there. The business will continue. You may continue your business with the help of third parties, or the government give you special permission for the continuance of the business, so that there is no breakage of the product, breakage of transactions, and transactions also continue. So I think everybody.
Sir, in deem export, we can say that export which will be done in the India only, but due to certain rules and regulation, it will be considered as a export. We can see the example of SEZ also. If any
Okay.
goods supplied to SEZ, it can be considered as a deem export.
This is the object. Any question? Hello, any question from anybody? Anybody? Akash, any question, Akash?
Sorry, sir, I didn't read the book yet, so for
No,
now
no.
I can't actually.
You be prepared today and to put any question tomorrow. Okay, no problem.
Okay, sir.
Because the subject is very limited in sides.
It's quite good, sir, but just one points there which are a bit too elaborated, so it feels like boring. But still, it is a good one, and
And the question in the examination
it's quite
also
easy, sir. Quite a
uh,
easy part.
uh, suppose the question like this is give the provisions of export or provision of the imports. Okay, or discuss the condition of export and imports. So I mean to say the questions also continuing like that, and everybody has to prepare the note. Otherwise, it is challenge to everybody what to write.
Yes,
Then
sir.
for taking the classes about the export import procedure, documentation procedure going on, and you know about the different parameter IEC export import code, then registration receipt, then our membership receipt. But when we can't write write a good answer, so that is challenge. So you within the class, everybody prepare your note. Kindly today you start preparing your note. On that basis, we also go through the answers.
Yes, sir.
Then my other students, Shivananda, listening, Shivananda listening me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today you prepare your note, and I have already detected 2 questions. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, sir. Any problem? Then Subhasri
sir.
and Subhasri Signalani, Sibani also prepare the note today. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
that any doubt you can ask me tomorrow. Any doubt? Because there are some technical problem questions are there regarding the dispute, regarding the deemed deemed regarding the cancellation of the trade, regarding the dispute, regarding export imports. I think these all are the very common questions. And you go through the books. Tomorrow you will have put any questions. And tomorrow I think I will give some time to discuss the basic questions. Then we start our class. This is export import procedure, then a documentation, then our import sales system, then our different insurance, then our export import cost factor. So from chapters point of view, we have to discuss every part very systematically so that we can prepare a note for the examinations and you can have the basic idea and you can update your information through the internet or from other government books or departmental statistics organization, government of India. Because there is another important side, that is the Indian Statistical Organization, ISO. You got any financial information from the ISO. Okay. Shivani, any question? Shivani, any question?
No, no, sir. Tomorrow I will ask.
Okay, no, this is a very fundamental chapter. Documentation, export import documentation. So documentation point of view, there is a process, there is a system. And I have already discussed IEC, most important. Import export code. Okay. Secondary registration and membership certificate. Okay. The 2 important aspects. Objective 3, how to increase the export, how to regulate the export, and how to earn more foreign currency. Okay. These are the 3 aspects of the foreign trade documentations. Third is our sales contract. As far as the contract is concerned, you all the commercial students know the contract. Contract means 2 parties must be there. Offer acceptance. Second, lawful object, legal relationship. Then there must be acceptance, free consent. There must have capacity of the parties. So if all the conditions fulfilled, then there is a contract. There are the basic conditions, basic fundamental factors belongs to the Indian Contract Act. And Indian Contract Act belongs to 1872. 1872. Under section 2, subsection H, this is discussed. Sales contract. Okay. The sales contract also discussed. Hello. Everybody became silent. The time is only 10. Another 40 minutes we will take the class. And right now I discuss about the export import documents. Documents also very important for both the parties. There are 3 important documents. One is commercial, second is legal, third is incentive. So what are the commercial documents? Commercial documents means the documents which are used in the trading unit, used by the trading associations, used by the federations. This is the commercial units. Number 1. Number 2 is the clearing. Number 3 is our incentives. So business, commercial, incentives plus our legal aspect. Under legal aspect, what happens? any kind of dispute between the two parties that can be resolved. This is called legal aspects. Dispute different types. Okay, I will already discussed. This may be shortage of raw material. This may be government problems. This may be strike. This may be any kind of riot, any kind of other social problems. These are the dispute between two countries, like in present problem in India and China. These are the various problems. Okay, this is legal problem. That incentive. Incentive means what? How you get the more foreign currency or more incentives. This is the incentives. So incentive point of view, we got more business and more. This is called the documentation. Hello, everybody. Listen to 3 points. Business point of view, legal point of view, then incentive point of view.
Sir.
You must ask me.
Sir, nothing to ask, sir. Just continue.
Okay. So whenever we discuss about the export-import documentations, we go discuss 3 important points: business perspectives, incentive perspectives or point of view, and that is legal perspective, legal point of view. So perception must be there, regulation must be there, and another is our government support must be there. And the government, no doubt, every day they are also taking responsibility. How more entrepreneur will introduce, how more entrepreneur will go for the business, how more entrepreneur will be taking the chances of business. So these all are actually be possible whenever there is a proper documentation, proper liaison, a proper interrelationship between the two countries. And the two countries also taking the most effective and most successful of the business. I am giving an example of the SAARC countries, SAARC. That is a very old association. This is South Asia Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC countries. Okay, and India is leading because India is vast economy out of the 7 countries: India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. All are the members. Our country is playing most important role.
Sir, SAARC country plays an important role in export and import, right?
No, export import within the countries only. Within the countries of our local economy. That is and our regional area. Not actually economy based on the global economy. That is G7 countries, G8. Group 7. That is America, France, Canada, Japan. Second is our Asian countries. Third is our different local associations like OPEC country, OPEC, like Asians, like European Union, like our SAARC, SAARC. SAARC country.
BRIC also.
Huh?
BRIC.
BRIC number 1. Before G7, it was number 2. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. BRICS. BRICS. Brazil, Russia. Okay. India, China, and South Africa. This is playing most important role. Second to G7. But in the present scenario, the American President Trump also inviting Australia, India for the G7 country plus Austria. Australia, India, and Russia for the new group of the G7.
Expanding, he has given the invitation recently.
G10, because that
expanding the G7.
G7.
Yes, expansion of G7 will be to G10, and it will be taken up in the next board meeting to add India, Australia, and Russia in the G7 group.
India,
Australia, and Russia.
No,
Russia.
India. These 3. So this is the plan of the America. How to encounter the China.
Everybody are against China nowadays.
Because China.
But still, Russia is still supporting China.
No, this is separate thing. Supporting is a separate thing.
It is bilateral.
Yes, no, it is a group bilateral plus group import, group tradings.
Russia support
Sir,
India also, na?
Russia belongs to in very close relation with India plus China, no problem. But China
sir,
intentionally, in order to avoid the COVID problems, they are creating the disturbance.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
sir, one
Right.
more question. Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
now the scenario of India-China trade position, import and export, the LOC controversy, sir, now the India is not import the goods of Chinese.
No, no, actually, this is not the right situation. It takes some time.
Sir.
Okay, the business is going on, everything is going on. Government also playing important role.
Yes, sir.
But the Modi government may take
Sir, take a
steps.
serious
Like
step in this
Sir,
matter.
actually, government cannot ban any product from the country unless until it is sanctioned by the UN. Because in
yes,
WTO, it has been mandated that you cannot randomly ban or cut down the trade agreements with them unless
yes.
until it is proven or sanctioned or the order passed by the UN Council or the WTO. So, government of India cannot be forcing ban unless until it is coming up from WTO. And secondly, it can encourage the domestic player to produce more and to, as the narration has been given, like it should be local for vocal, and we should
Mm.
see in that parameters without going for the ban procedure. We should encourage our local domestic player to produce more and come forward.
Okay,
But
okay. This is
still, but it can't be done, right? In a As India has a vast number of peoples within it, so it is very hard for the locals to create such amount of products, right? And
So it is an
for that,
opportunity. Now it will
ban.
take time.
Actually, we have to first ban those products. Then, after then, there will be a rush in market. So
You
after that
cannot ban.
rush,
You cannot ban. You cannot ban that. Rather simply means it has to be
yes, I
done from
know. But
WTO.
I am saying that it cannot be banned by the government, but it must be banned by the peoples of India. You
So it
see,
is already given the narration, na? Go for local for vocal. So you either
local
have the
for local.
alternative.
Yeah, that's correct. But now India means the peoples are not taking it seriously, right? Even we are,
That's the
even
people
now,
problem.
yes, even now we are talking and we are not taking it seriously that much, right? So that have to be taken seriously for to make it happen.
it is a time taking process. Okay.
Yes,
It is,
it takes time, but still, after taking it seriously, then only it can happen. Means it starts nowadays. People are really just for example, there is this news going on about people's 400 to 500 people throw their phones away, Chinese phones. So that was the type of revolution.
no, okay. Actually, government also insisting and also trying to resolve the situation because I think
Sir,
there
you
are
can say also that government has banned the direct FDI from China or the neighboring countries. It should be a government route. Earlier, it was the automatic route. Like without the intervention of the government, you can have the foreign direct investment. But the neighboring countries, including China, they cannot unless until government approves. So we can say that government is trying to stop the investment indirectly without affecting his national sovereignty.
no, actually invest in different criteria with different regulations. Okay, and
Yeah, but
everything
it can be seen that if there will be no capital, there will be no
business. Yes, 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 yes. Actually, this mentality of China government should not be clear. It is very bad. Actually, they know very well. Near about rupees 1 lakh crore transactions of the household products. Household products. 1 lakh
Only
crore
household.
in the household product. Then other products also there. China taking a huge amount from our economy. So the government, no doubt, they are also trying how to push it more successfully and how to clear the dispute within a short time. If it will aggravated time to time, then restriction must be there. Hello, anybody? Any questions? Anybody parts? Anybody?
Sir, do we need special documents for claiming incentives?
Incentive part, yes. The incentive part means no specific documents, but incentive part here term. Here term.
मानी जी,
हाँ जी.
आपके साउंड आ रहा है वहां से, कोई है?
मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है अभी.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, अरे ये आउटसाइड साउंड आ रहा है, इसलिए सर बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ ठीक है, वो चलेगा. वो तो ऐसा हो गया. ठीक है. ये जो इंसेंटिव प्रोविजन, इट विल चेंज, इट विल रिक्वायर some documents and it may be changed. Without sufficient document, it is difficult to change incentive provisions.
Sir, one question. Export rate clearing house is one of the role.
क्या clearing house?
माने
Without
export,
certificate clearing house, without certificate, nobody can go for the final payment.
Yes, sir.
Then certificate is most important. Then only you can see the final payment. Okay. This is the RBI guidelines and guidelines of the Ministry of Commerce. Okay. Anybody has any questions? Jati, Khage sir.
No, sir.
Khage sir, no questions. Khage sir.
All clear, sir.
Thank you. Then tomorrow we'll discuss about any doubts. And I already took 2 questions. Okay, one provisions to get export import, another general provisions. Kindly prepare the 2 questions with the answers. Okay, this is most important for the examinations. Okay. Subhas, any questions? Any doubts, Ibani?
No, sir, no doubt.
Priti, any questions? Priti? So these are the basic system of documents. So, any questions? Your audio mode, okay?
No.
You all are in audio mode. Nobody in video mode. Nobody. I will dictate minimum 20 plus abbreviation. You come with your pen and paper, okay? Huh? The abbreviation mostly related to documentation and the procedure maintaining. Okay. Tomorrow class we will discuss about documentations. Documentation most vital, and without documentation process, if we are not maintaining the terms conditions in time, it will be unsuccessful. Masud, clear?
Sir.
Masud.
Yes, sir.
Class we will discuss the minimum 20 plus abbreviations, okay, regarding the import-export procedure. So that
Sir, it is mandatory to remember that, all that.
minimum 20, because we are having 17 chapters.
Okay,
There
sir.
are 200 abbreviations. Today I discussed about the IEC, Import-Export Code, then registration of member certificate, RCMC.
Sir,
Only 2.
in exam, we will write the full form of the abbreviation. It can be done.
Only full form. No,
Sir.
only full. No abbreviation. Abbreviation just for your memory. Then another is our economic, special economic zones. Then Director General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, who is playing all-time important role for the development of foreign tradings and import exports. So every government officials, they are very alert, and also they are doing their job very effectively. But due to lack of coordination, everything take more view. The government also taking actions. Single window system. Hello, Masud, listening to me?
Sir.
So single window system also ensuring PD of the foreign trading single unit system.
It
And
is
Modi
going
government
on.
also
Yes, it is going on to bring a single window system so that there will be no barrier, or it should be hassle free for the licensing, or for any other purpose, so that the export will be booming, because the ease of doing business in India is improving day by day, due to earlier it was very difficult to do that actually. And with the support of the technology also, nowadays we are very convenient to apply. Like you can see, we can apply a PAN card or a trading license or anything online, and including the driving license. Earlier it was a lengthy process. Nowadays everything has been clear.
okay, okay. I think very updated. I have knowledge idea, and others must have, so that they can have the good
Sir, you are
license in the
not audible
examination.
actually. There is
They
a
can have
internet problem.
the perspective of the
Sir, you are not audible.
subject. So
Sir, you are
everybody
not
listening
audible.
me, you also be smart like Masood, so that you can also take part in different GD class, group discussion class, in different other interview board, so that it is also helping you much more for your guide. Any problem? No, I am also okay.
Sir, not audible what you are saying.
Not audible.
No, sir, it is a network issue actually. Voice is breaking. Sir, you can put off your video because it take lot of data
My
actually.
microphone is okay.
Microphone, it is
Hello,
coming bit late actually.
everybody listening me?
So now it has been okay. Sir, you can continue.
Masood, listening me?
Sir.
Not audible.
Sir, now it is audible.
So this microphone on.
Sir, your microphone is unmute actually. Mute actually.
Off the video, no?
So video is coming, but it is showing that your microphone is mute.
Okay, now okay. Oh, the video takes some time, no? The video recording more data. Data not a problem.
No, actually,
Okay,
network. It face lot of network.
because they are recording, so that I am.
Hello, sir. You have muted your microphone instead of muting your video. Dr. Sao? Hello, Dr. Sao. Please unmute your microphone.
Hello, Shivananda.
Yeah, now you are audible.
Sir, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, please continue.
The microphone is on.
Your microphone is on, but if you want to switch off your video, click open the
Hello, Masood.
video icon. Your video is not required actually.
Yes, sir.
Click open the video icon, not the microphone icon. There are 3 icons, one video,
Yes, sir.
one telephone, and one microphone. Yeah, now it's all right.
Okay.
You can continue, please.
The microphone. Sir, now okay?
Yeah.
One microphone. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir. So everybody, just listen to me. Yes. The FERA and FEMA. Okay. So today class discuss about the FERA and FEMA. FERA, FEMA. FERA and FEMA both are the important aspect of the foreign trade. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Okay, Masu listen to me.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Shiban, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
So, in Regulation Act 1947, another is the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Okay. Then our Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act 1992. Then our Custom Act 1962. Then Export Quality Control Act 1963. So these 5 acts are playing important role. How you will ensure our tradings, our foreign documentation, foreign export and imports. And these all the parts of the work are done by the DGFT, that is Director General of Foreign Trade, and they are also regulating everything in time. So, on the basis of the requirement, the government or the trading union or the federation, they are also doing their job from time to time. Another important concept is the Foreign Trade Development Association. After 1992, government also imposing 5-year plans, 92-97, then 97 to 2002, and 2004 2009. They are regulating the plans 2009 to 2014, 2014 to 2019. Okay, these are the government plannings how to improve our foreign tradings. Then go for the Import-Export Code plus the provisions regarding export and imports from time to time. Then general conditions, which is very much important for the examination, export sales contract. What are their general conditions, like the parties, like the description, like the quality, like the price, like the value, like the currency, like the tax, and like the charges, plus labeling, plus mode of payment, plus insurance, plus documentation. These all are very much essential to continue the tradings. Plus credit payment period, plus mode of payment, and the different availability of license. Is latter end, most important is the frustration contract. If the party has frustrated to come under the contracts, then the trading may be affected. So in order to ensure 100% comfortability for continuing of the business, any dispute between the party that must be settled within the purview of the jurisdiction. And the jurisdiction is well introduced and well discussed. And the jurisdiction must be well clear. Everybody listening to me? Everybody? Sivananda, Priti listening to me?
Sir, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the basic criteria. These are the basic common informations regarding the two. One is our export import. Second is the export import regulation. Third is our earnings of foreign currency. How to earn more foreign currency. So on that basis, I think today you prepare a note. Today you go through details of the books, study materials of our Google websites, and download the study materials you prepare. And at the end, the answers, if in doubt, tomorrow you can ask. And tomorrow class, I discuss about some important short questions and the next 4, 5, 6 chapters of study material 1 and 2 regarding the term of payment, Exchange Regulation Control Act, and the information regarding the export import procedures. Okay, so these are the basic important informations how the entrepreneurs entering into the export import criteria. So without entering that, nobody can affect, but nobody, everybody has to be very alert. From time to time, the government, traders changing their rules, changing their mechanism. Although it is not affect, but it has some restrictions. As you know very well, for executing the foreign trade, there is a specific office is there. International level, that is the World Trade Organization. In the national level, there is Office Director General of Foreign Trade. The trading is also executed on the basis of their requirement, on the basis of their criteria. So these are the rules and regulations of the government. And you know very well, this is the day of electronics media. This is the day of the computer advanced technology. So that we have also continued the online classes. So the international business also we are executing through online. And that is why the business can ensure a continuity and it will continue for a long period with a very effective one. So I think whatever may be the tradings, whatever may be the business, whatever may be the nature of business, whatever may be the investment criteria, size of business, nature of products, but every item must be in the international brand so that we can easily export it. In the present day, by the way of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the government also is focusing more importance how the domestic local product will be vocal, so that we can have a international branding and we can have international product, international markets. So I think everybody can have a basic fundamental idea. They can ensure it and they can continue it. And I also expecting that my below students, those are in so attending my classes for continuous 2 hours. They also prepare their notes today without losing time. Any doubt, they prepare list of doubts. Okay, and tomorrow class I will discuss about minimum 10 to 10 plus abbreviations. Today discuss about the import-export code, then registration and member certificates, then DG, General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. So these are the important terms, which in the examination we have to write, we have to discuss, we have to do the best of the terms so that we can have the basic fundamental knowledge, basic idea. We can write the roles, the duties, the responsibilities, then the other characteristics. Okay, everybody? Priti, any doubt? Priti, any doubt? Shivani, any doubt? Okay.
No, sir.
Then Ashirvad, any doubt? Ashirvad. Okay. So Himani, any doubt? Himani, Jyoti. So in the tomorrow class, we will discuss about the second aspect of electronic data exchange as well as the processing of export order. How we will export our processing, how processing export orders, what are the rules and regulations. Then after we go for the terms of payments. Okay. So these are the basic important parameters. On that basis, tomorrow I will give you some more examples regarding the foreign trade in 2009 to 2014, 14-19. Okay, 9 to 14, 14-19. So that it will be easy on your part to write more and to discuss more. Khage sir, are you clear?
Yes,
Khage
sir.
sir, we prepare note tomorrow.
Yes, sir, I am clear.
Sir, minimum one question. I am giving two questions, and minimum one question we have to prepare today. Okay. If time available, then two questions prepare. And tomorrow class I will discuss you about the foreign trading for 2009 to 14, 14 to 19. Okay. So that it will be easy on your part to assess, to give more examples, and to continue your answers to a best one. Then, Purendra, how are you, Purendra? Purendra? You are listening to me, Purendra? No. Purendra, Jyoti? Jyoti?
Yes, sir.
Prepare note to me today, okay? Prepare your note. Okay? Two questions.
Okay, sir.
Because the time is very short, and after the class it is difficult to write. Prepare a note. So during the class, I'll take 6 classes. One is this, another tomorrow, then 22, 23, 24. Okay. So on that basis, we
Okay, sir.
If my subject is management area, that's separate thing. As it is limited within the export-import process, export-import criteria, export-import system, so we can discuss more. This is a common thing. And tomorrow class, I will discuss about the government improvements and tradings in 2009 to 14, 14 to 19. Already in your books up to 2009. Okay, 2004 to 2009. This is up to the 92 to 2097, 97 2002, then 2004 to 2009. Any question, anybody? Any question? Shiban, any questions?
No, sir.
Hello.
No, sir.
Jyoti, listening me? Am I audible, Jyoti?
Yes, sir. Your voice
Any
is
technical
audible.
problems?
No, sir.
No, now voice, my sister, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you listen me.
Yes, sir.
So I think just within some time I will be complete my class. And tomorrow exactly 8:45 I will come to our classes and discuss about the today's doubt. Go for the evidence regarding processing of the order. Data extension. So electronic data interchange plus processing of order plus pricing will discuss tomorrow class. Some students they're not giving some good examples. So example part is most important, and example will also give in time. So without a good example, it is very difficult to continue the answers, and it is a very limited answer, short answers. Okay, so you all have to give a minimum acceptable example so that on the basis of the study material, so that it can easily assess your assignment and final exam more marks. Hello, sir. Will continue the class?
Yes, sir. Please log out. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So tomorrow 8:40, just you join the class.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir.
Learners, please log out.
Okay, sir. Make it log out, sir.